The sound of the didgeridoo was first heard in this northeast corner of Arnhem Land in northern Australia. The song it sings today carries the history of the people who have inhabited this land for about 40,000 years. In recent years, the sound of the didgeridoo can be heard in the major cities in Australia. The didgeridoo serves for many people as a symbol of Aboriginal Australia, but few pause long enough to learn the true story behind its music.
Traditional name we call this ceremonial, it's called the YIDAKI or the YIDAKI. That's the traditional name. Aboriginal people have been calling it that name for thousands of years. Then along came some European people and I thought they might make up a new sound, and they made up the word from this sound here. This is where they get the word from. What? And that's why Australian people call it the didgeridoo. But the word didgeridoo is just like a slang word, like, you know, like, g'day mate, how you going, banging out a strip on a barbie, have a good weekend. Just another slang word, you see, so they use didgeridoo for that particular thing. But we call it YIDAKI, that's the real name, or YIDAKI.
The Yolngu people of Arnhem Land had important history and sacred lore to pass down from one generation to the next since time began. Their stories were conveyed in song and verse. They needed musical instruments to accompany their singing. Some trees in this region, the stringy bark gum, the woolly butt and bloodwoods, have always enjoyed a special relationship with termites. In Arnhem Land, these insects, often regarded as a menace in other areas, played an essential role in the creation of the YIDAKI.
Not many people realise that this old tree here is very important in the ecosystem here. From a cultural point of view, this is the tree of life. This symbiosis that occurs with termites, eating the heartwood out of the tree. The smaller trees are used for YIDAKIs. They're completely hollow, and artists like Djalu, who's an expert in his field, knows which tree.
Djalu Gurruwiwi is an elder of the local Yolngu clan. His language group is Gulpu. Djalu is a master maker and spiritual guardian of the YIDAKI. Djalu is teaching his sons, Larry and Vernon, the music, songs and dance traditionally used to drive away storm clouds, clouds which can deliver torrential rain to Arnhem Land when tropical cyclones are operating in the region. Djalu and his music act as a bridge between his clan's ancestral traditions, built up over many millennia, and the cultural integrity of his community in the 21st century. The quality and tone of any musical instrument made from natural products, such as wood, is dependent on choosing the most suitable material in the first place. One stringy bar gum looks much the same as another to most people, but not to the eyes and ears of Djalu, who has made and played so many YIDAKI during his 70 years. The basic pitch of a YIDAKI is determined by the length, and in this region, they're generally 1.3 to 1.5 metres long. Djalu provides detailed lessons for these potential Yidaki masters. They learn about every step in the process of making and playing the Yidaki.
Original kultun jakka, namne jakka, ajidal kultumaro, namaro bulangtuna, jakka wienna, kajalak berkay alak, jujur, main berkay alak.
The boys will ultimately be able to relate the quality and sound of any locally produced Yidaki to a particular location, type, and age of tree, and amount of termite activity. While women in many clan regions are forbidden from playing the Yidaki or Didgeridoo in ceremonies or on formal public occasions, they do play an important role in making the instrument. The Yolngu people of northeast Arnhem Land do not require a particular pitch, but they do place emphasis on the sound quality. A clear and resonant sound is sought. Djalu's wife, Jennifer, also carries out the important task of decorating the Yidaki. Jennifer employs traditional Aboriginal painting techniques to illustrate some of her clan's totems. She would never paint these representations without permission.
I'm painting my own totem too, when my father teach me. When I was grow up, I used to see my father paintings. My father gave me authority to painting. They paint their own totem, just like this one, fire snakes and water lilies.
This painting is not merely decorative art. The representations are chosen to add an element of reverence to an instrument that might accompany their most sacred storytelling ceremonies. Playing the didgeridoo involves vibrating the lips in much the same way as playing a trumpet, but the position and application of the lips for the Yidaki, while well controlled, are less tight than when playing a Western brass instrument.
Like 4 sound. After that 3 sound. That's very strong. But up and down, see? The tongue go up and down straight. When the people singing very strongly and dancing same time, that you use 1, 2, 3. Very strong.
The looser vibrating of the lips helps give the didgeridoo its characteristic, rich sound. Yolngu Yidaki performance can involve various techniques of tonguing and the use of vocal sounds.
My name is Larry. Djalu Gurruwiwi. My father is Djalu Gurruwiwi. I'm Djalu's son.
Different combinations of playing techniques are employed by different communities, but the use of a technique called circular breathing to produce the primary drone sound is one basic skill required for all Yidaki and Didgeridoo players. This technique involves using the cheeks as a reservoir. The player stores a small amount of air in the cheeks while blowing. They then express that retained air slowly by tightening the cheeks while taking short, sharp intakes of air through the nose. Djalu's son, Larry, is well on his way to becoming a master player.
I was practicing, then here it is. I play good. Ditch. Mark.
In recent years, studies of the musical attributes of the Yidaki, or Didgeridoo, has extended beyond the special interests of ethnomusicologists.
I'm Dr. Peter Killen at the Queensland University of Technology. I lecture physics.
And what you see here is a rough plot of the pressure distribution. If this is where the lips are, then the pressure change is maximum in the case of the fundamental or the lowest frequency, and falls off to a minimum somewhere near the end of the didgeridoo. Of course, the termites haven't been trained, so they will do almost anything to the inside of a piece of wood. And so fluctuations or changes in the bore, irregularities and things like that are going to make all instruments different, depending on the flow rate, the amplitude of the sound you're generating, how hard you're blowing, things like that will all make for a different range of harmonics generated in the didgeridoo.
Mundaboy Yanapingu formed the very successful rock band Yothu Yindi in 1986.
The answer is here.
Yothu Yindi's continuing commercial and critical success has introduced Aboriginal music and dance culture to world music audiences. Mundaboy has established a modern recording studio. It is a base for his work on developing music for audiences throughout the world. A prominent element in Yothu Yindi's music is their combination of standard pop, rock, electric guitars, keyboards and drum kits with Yolngu clapsticks, Yidaki and language vocals. Mundaboy serves as a valuable instructor for young local musicians. While respecting the Yidaki's traditional role, he is developing new musical paths for its future players to explore.
Djalu, he's got something that is so treasured by me.
Djalu sells some of his Yidakis to tourists who visit the local craft gallery in the neighbouring township of Nolanboy. He also sells some of his instruments to select outlets in the southern capital cities of Australia and to keen collectors in a number of countries around the world.
Germany, to America, and to Sydney.
Djalu's traditional production methods can only satisfy a tiny proportion of the reported demand for 500,000 didgeridoos, bought locally, exported or carried out of Australia by tourists each year. The commercial success of the didgeridoo has created considerable business for some in the city.
We have plain blanks ranging from $126, $110, $140. You get a free bag, free wax, and a free book.
My boyfriend has a collection of different instruments, and so I buy this Aboriginal strange thing.
They're making them out of PVC, they're making them out of anodized alloy, they're making them out of glass, they're making them out of brass, they're making them also out of cherry wood split in two, glued back together in Europe. They're making them out of mahogany, basically anything that they can get their hands on it that's got a hole on it and that people can blow that's hygienic. Yeah, they're making the sound because they love the rhythm. They love the rhythm of the YIDAKI, yeah, they love it. The slide didge is PVC, has 10 notes, and you can pump the didgeridoo in and out of key to get a variable pitch.
This success is often at the expense of its spiritual tradition. Alternative lifestylers in Australia often look to the music of the Yidaki as a gateway to the true Aboriginal experience.
I started with the mythology that the didgeridoo was the gateway to the dream time. I started with the belief that through playing this, I would just basically plug in, you know, to the earth, to the ancestors, to the creation, and it would teach me what I needed to know. The didge has just been this gateway to this trance space that now apply to everything. So I feel a lot of respect from a lot of my Aboriginal friends because they're going, that's cool, you tell your story, we'll tell our story. We're all happy, you know, and I know they feel, that's cool, you're playing your music with it, you know, and a lot of the stuff I'm doing now is kind of dance, funk kind of grooves, you know, but it's all coming from a heart space and from a really, you know, position of respect and love for the instrument and for Australia.
It is the songs and stories of the Yolngu people which binds them together. The clan songs and bunguls, the formal and informal ceremonies. The community come together under the spell of the moon, mixed in with the flickering light of the campfire and the stomp of the feet in the dust. And while one man sings their history and celebrates the spirits which give meaning to their life, the Yidaki and clapsticks carry the rhythm and help to take the group on a spiritual journey. yidaki has a serious role to play in men's ceremony, but it is also used as a popular instrument that can be played for the enjoyment of the whole community. Songs are distinguished between serious and fun, formal and informal. This informal occasion provides yet one more opportunity to continue the lessons. The young boys are already practiced dancers and delight in the opportunity to join with their fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters in celebrating the spirit of the Brolga bird which inhabits their land. Various ancestral spirit beings associated with a given clan make up the subject matter of its songs. These spirit beings include birds and animals, natural phenomena such as clouds and wind, cultural artifacts like spears, and also tales of great ancestral hunters and ordinary people. While not a formal ceremony, only the initiated men join in this dance, which pays tribute to the spirit of the Yolngu clan in northeast Arnhem Land. Only one of the more than 100 clan language groups who make up the traditional nation of Australian Aboriginals. Djalu can be well pleased that his ancestral knowledge, his craft, and the music of the yidaki he makes all contribute to the cultural future of his people.